What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? My fellow warriors of love, it's your boy Danli Divine once again. And today I want to ask you a simple question. Why is it that we can experience 10 amazing things in one day and still go to sleep thinking about the one bad thing that happened? Have you ever noticed that? Maybe someone complimented you, maybe your family made you smile. Maybe you accomplished something you've been working toward, but then someone criticized you. Someone ignored your message. Something didn't go your way. Suddenly your mind erases all the good. Why does that happen? Because many of us have unknowingly become addicted to searching for what's wrong instead of appreciating what's wrong. So, with that, think about your own life. Have you ever replayed an argument hundreds of times? Meanwhile, you completely forget the laughter that happened earlier that same day. That's not because you're weak, it's because your brain evolved to notice danger. Thousands of years ago, noticing danger kept human beings alive. Now, today, that same survival instinct makes us treat criticism like a life-threatening event. Our minds still react as if emotional danger is physical danger. Two completely different things. That's why one insult can outweigh 20 compliments. There's a lot of times you may run across where you might have had it happen to you. All the good that happens gets outweighed by the one negative thing. When I was in the military, we had a saying, you can be a master bridge builder and be known for building bridges. You have thousands of bridges that you have built, and so many people have congratulated you on it. And by all means, I was in the Marine Corps. It's the gayest, straightest branch in the military. I say that because the next part of this saying is, you suck one dick, now you're known as a dick sucker. Okay? So you can be known throughout your whole life as a master bridge builder. But if you do one thing wrong, that's the thing that everybody's going to focus on. Now let's talk about social media. Notice what gets shared the fastest. Drama, cheating, arguments, violence, what else? Negativity. People stop scrolling for chaos, unfortunately. But kindness, people usually will keep scrolling on that. Not very many people will stop and watch the video clips of animals asking humans for help, or people saving animals or doing kind gestures for other individuals. Eventually our minds begin to start believing the negativity deserves attention because everyone else is paying attention to it. That's dangerous. I hate that shit. Because what you consistently consume eventually becomes how you think. As I always teach in martial arts, control the head, control the body. So what your mind is thinking is how you will start to act. Now let's bring this into relationships. Imagine your partner spends 6 months showing love consistently. Then one disagreement happens. What usually happens with that disagreement? I mean, you have the few individuals who will literally stop immediately and say, you know what, they don't understand me. But you also have majority that will stop and say they don't understand me. The very few will just be like, okay, let me understand where this person's coming from. But the thing that gets me is those who stop and immediately say that they don't understand me, you have to ask yourself, is this real? Do they really never understand me? Or are we allowing one emotional moment to erase months of consistency? Sometimes we don't remember reality. Everybody lives in their own reality. But one thing that we do remember is emotion. Those aren't always the same thing. Very solemnly is it the same thing. The same thing happens with healing. You'll make incredible progress. You'll become more patient. You'll set healthier boundaries. You'll finally love yourself. Then one bad day happens. And suddenly you convince yourself you made no progress, that you are shit. But that's not true. Growth isn't perfection. Growth means recovering faster than you used to. So here's something that I learned over all these years and dealing with narcissistic individuals majority of my life and wondering what is wrong with me, questioning myself. Peace doesn't scream. Healing doesn't scream. Growth doesn't scream. They're quiet. However, pain is loud as a motherfucker. Fear is loud as a motherfucker. Anxiety is loud. That doesn't make them more important. It just makes them easier to notice. So I know you're probably asking this question. So how do we change, Danli? We intentionally practice gratitude. Not that fake positivity. I understand people say fake it till you make it. That shit don't work. I mean, all you're doing, I mean, it can work depending on who you are, because then you're starting to change your nervous system and receiving things differently with that mindset, and eventually to the point where it becomes you. But for the most part, most individuals, that shit ain't gonna work. For anybody that's true, that shit ain't gonna work very much. But I will say this, not pretending everything is okay. That is the biggest thing. Not pretending that everything is okay. Just like how with the Avengers, when, what was his name? Bruce Banner, he came through and he said, and they asked him, they were like, well, how do you control the Hulk? And he was like, see, the thing is, I'm always mad. When you are able to control that, and when you're able to control it by understanding that this is a part of you, that's when things start to happen. So don't pretend that everything is okay, because life be lifing. Stuff get messed up all the time. Nothing is ever truly okay. There's always something happening. But you're able to put in different little categories of what is important, what is not important. All right? Having that real gratitude. Being truly thankful for the things that you have, even things that you don't have, knowing that you will have them in time. And then also, every evening, I want you to ask yourself, what made me smile today? Who loved me today? What prayer was answered today? And what lesson did I learn? At the end of all my classes, I always ask them, I'm like, hey, state your name, what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for, and what you learn. I do the same thing at the end of every podcast when I have guests on. That right there is going to make you think about the day and your life, to really be proud of the moments, because not very many people sit down and be like, you know what, this went well today. This went well today. I learned this today. I'm grateful for this today. That's something we need to get to. That's something that a lot of individuals do not practice on a day-to-day basis. We focus on everything but ourselves. We're always so external rather than being internal, even when it comes down to religions. But that's a different thing. I ain't gonna get on that right now, okay? There's an app called the Finch app. I have that. I'm like a 379-day streak on it consistently. And these are questions that I ask myself every day. Like, I wake up and I ask myself, yo, what prayer was answered yesterday? Hey, what accomplishments do you want to have today? And I go down that list and I say it to myself. That is my morning ritual right there. There's other things that I have going throughout the day as well. But let's get back to this, all right? So over time, your mind starts looking for blessings instead of only searching for problems. And that is the reason why you need to start asking yourself these questions. Now, remember this. Don't allow one cloudy day to convince you the sun stopped existing. I say that again. Don't allow one cloudy day to convince you that the sun stopped shining. Don't allow one person's opinion to erase your worth. And don't allow one setback to erase years of progress. Your life contains more good than your fear is willing to admit. Sometimes you simply need to slow down enough to notice it. And real quick, if this conversation spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. So subscribe to the channel, Danli Divine, or Talks That Need to Be Had, Divine Time. Subscribe to the channel, join the Words of Love community, and remember, relax your mind. Everything comes in divine time, and that's why you found me right now. Pieces.